Hi everyone, today I thought I'd share with you my favorite work office friendly, work appropriate lipsticks. Obviously this may differ if you work in the creative field or if you're allowed to wear purple lipstick to work, but for me, you know, it's kind of frowned upon unfortunately, as much as I'd love to. This might also be helpful for those of you who are sort of uncomfortable with wearing brighter colors, or who aren't into, you know, really vampy kind of dark looks. I know it looks like I wear a lot of berry shades, red shades, all sorts of stuff, but to be honest, this is the kind of makeup that I'd be doing to work every day because it's quick, simple, and these kind of colors don't require a lot of touch-up maintenance. So I think it's not only just good for work, but also good for lazy days as well. So if you want to see my favorite work appropriate lipsticks, then just keep watching. So I am going to section this off into 4 main categories. The first being the more, I guess, the easier to wear lipsticks, and the most conservative to your slightly more risque kind of lipsticks if you like a little bit of color but didn't want too much. So first lipsticks I want to talk about are these 4 sheer ones that I have here. These ones are great for people who are just getting into lipsticks, like for example me 5 years ago when I was a little bit shy with the bright colors and only just wanted a bit of a tint on my lips. These are also great because they don't require much maintenance. They are fairly easy to apply because you don't have to be so finicky with application. The first one I have is by Clinique. This one is Black Honey. It looks like a very dark shade in the bullet, but actually when you apply it on the lips, it is a very nice berry shade and it gives the lips a little bit more life. I think it's great for winter, especially when your lips, you know, my lips in particular do go purple in winter because they get cold, and this just kind of covers that up and gives it a bit more life. Then we've got this very well loved one by Nars, and this is in Dolce Vita. I've pretty much used most of it up. This one is a sort of My Lips but better shade. It's very sheer, it's kind of a blushed pink shade, and I think it gives a nice healthy sheen to the lips. This one is by Suqqu, and this is also a really nice shade as well. This one is a sort of orangey coral shade. I don't usually go for shades like this, but I do actually like this one when it's on the sheerer side because I think when it's very opaque, it doesn't really suit my complexion so much. Unfortunately, this one is discontinued, but this one by Revlon is very similar. This one is called Juicy Papaya. And I think this is a great dupe for the Suqqu one because it's a very similar shade, and again it applies very sheerly but just gives the lips a little bit of a coral tint, which I really like. Next I've got these 3 lipsticks by Suqqu, which is one of my favorite Japanese brands. If you don't already know from the numerous times I've mentioned their products in my videos on my channel, I really like these shades. I think they are the next level up in terms of pigmentation. They're not super opaque and like a matte lipstick or anything. They still are on the creamier side, very moisturizing, hydrating, but they do brighten the complexion and just give your lips a little bit more life. And I also find in general the Suqqu lipstick range is very much on the conservative side because I do believe they're targeting, you know, professionals and potentially older women. But yeah, I find that their lipsticks are extremely easy to wear. I've got this shade in 02. This one is no longer available on the Selfridges website, which is where I get most of my Suqqu makeup online, but you can find them on several stockists, for example Ichibanko. This is a very pretty pink shade. Then we've got the Bright Up lipstick in 05. This one is a nude sort of pink. It looks a little bit more flattering on my complexion than the other one. And then this is the one I'm actually wearing at the moment. This is the Creamy Glow lipstick in EX03. Unfortunately, this one is discontinued and I love this shade, so I'll be really sad when this one finishes. But in general, all of their lipsticks are great quality. They're all pigmented, creamy. They do go on very smoothly and they don't accentuate fine lines either. So if you've got mature lips, I think this is a really good option as well. So next we have these shades here. They are basically sort of nude rose mauve tone shades. I think they're really easy to pull off because they are sort of, in terms of lip shades, they are very close to my natural lip shade, but maybe slightly darker or slightly brighter. The first we have is this one by Clinique. This one is in Blushing Nude. This one is a very comfortable formula. It is a nude shade. It's very flattering. It's easy to wear. You know, it's not obvious when you've worn it off because it sort of leaves a bit of a tint to your lips. A drugstore dupe of this is My Mahogany by Maybelline. I would say this is a very similar shade. Again, on the nude side, really easy to wear, really easy to pull off. Then one of my favorite, I guess, lip shades is Dolce Vita, and this is the Velvet Matte Lip Pencil. This is probably the third or fourth one that I've gone through. I used to wear this all the time because it just brightens up your face, and it's a really pretty rosy pink shade, and I think this would work really well on a lot of different complexions. In terms of an indie brand, I've got this Makeup Monsters liquid lipstick in Sedona. This is probably one of their most popular shades because it's a really easy to wear sort of nude shade. The formula is very comfortable, it lasts a long time. I've done a swatch video of, I think, 24 of their shades, although since then I've probably got like about 30 now. And I love the formula, so I think it's a really good option for a nude. And lastly, I've got this one by Bourjois, and this one is in Nude-ist. And this is slightly, I guess it's slightly brighter and more pinkish, but again, a really easy color to wear and pull off. Super comfortable on the lips as well, and it's not high maintenance either because as you wear it down throughout the day, it sort of fades nicely. Lastly, I have these three shades here. They are kind of all very similar. When I want something a little bit more bold, I tend to go for sort of terracotta orange shades with brown and red undertones because that is what I feel comfortable wearing at work. Some people might feel comfortable wearing red, but personally that's not me, and I find that these look bold enough but not too over the top on my complexion. So the first one I have is Morocco. This one is by Nars, and I believe it is a creamy matte formula. It's quite creamy for a matte, not as dry as some of the liquid lipsticks that I have, and it just provides a really nice orangey brown sort of color to the lips. I do think this is quite a pretty shade and fairly easy to wear. Then I have this one by Kathleen Lights and Ofra. This one is a little bit brighter, and obviously it's a lot more opaque, whilst the Morocco was on the creamier side and not as bold. I really like this shade. This is probably the third tube I've gotten through. It's getting a little bit dry, so a little bit of Inglot Duraline does revive these. This one I think looks really great on a variety of skin tones as well. I've seen it on Instagram on lots of different skin tones and it looks beautiful. Then lastly, we've got this one by the Balm. This one is in Meet Matte Hughes in Trustworthy. This one has a more reddish brown undertone and is again darker. It's got this peppermint smell and it does tingle a little bit on the lips, so just be aware of that in case it's something that you don't really like. So those are all my favorite lipsticks to wear to work. I know a lot of these shades looked very similar, but I swear they all have their slight differences in tone and opacity and all that sort of stuff, enough to justify me purchasing them in the first place. Anyway, let me know what your favorite lipsticks to wear to work are. Share them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.